Hello and welcome back again to the Ingrid Pink podcast. I am your host, Ingrid Pinkett, and I am here to talk a little bit about knowing when to let go of people, places, and things. We are gonna dive into that topic because of course I'm looking at my notes over here. So if I look on the side, that is why I want to stay on topic. I know that I can talk and talk and talk. And so I want to make sure that I be mindful not just of my time, but also of your time as you are sitting here listening to me. So we want to make sure that we don't force it. We want to make sure that we know when to let go of people because remember, people come into our life for a moment, a reason, a season, and sometimes they stay for a lifetime. But that does not necessarily mean that we're supposed to switch their roles. Now, I am speaking about this from experience. I am somebody that has done that in my relationships, in my business ventures. I have done that. I have moved things around or stayed too long in things that I knew were not good for me and not good for the place that I was being delivered to or moving to or things like that. So I want to talk a little bit about that because, life is a series of interactions and connections. So each plays a unique role in this journey that we call life. And some we know are meant for a reason, some for a season, others are there to teach us something. Sometimes things are there to teach us something. But we do need to recognize and honor the roles in which people, places, and things play in our life. And that we're not supposed to be forcing things to be something that they're not. Right? So that's where we're going to talk about today. So let's first talk about the role of people, places, things, and interactions in our lives. Okay, so let's talk about that first. So let's talk about just understand the role of certain elements in your life. Okay, so certain things that what are they? Have you ever met someone who changed your perspective in an instant? So, or a place that you felt like it was a second home to you, like you were supposed to be there. These expectations often serve a specific purpose, whether it's to teach us a lesson or comfort or provide a temporary escape for us for something that we're doing. You can recognize if something is meant for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a purpose in your life. And that's critical because it's very important not to switch or misinterpret the roles of the elements. So, for instance, a seasonal connection can be helpful to get you somewhere. It can be meaningful without it having to last the whole forever lifetime. It at that moment, that was what you needed in order for you to do the things that you needed to do. That was what you needed at that time. But as you got past that moment, you no longer needed that season in your life. But what happens when we misunderstand those roles? What happens when we misunderstand? There's consequences when we misunderstand those roles. And misinterpreting the role of a connection can lead to a whole host of problems. We might cling to the relationship that have run its course. And I have been guilty. I have stayed in situations a little bit longer than what I should have because I was thinking that, okay, this is supposed to be my forever. The end result of this is supposed to be matrimonial forever. That's what this is supposed to be. But now I know that connection in any form is, it's not always that you can have a connection and it is not, you're not supposed to change its role. And when things start to become uncomfortable or they start to become stressful, or it start to affect your mental, physical, emotional, financial, spiritual health, then that means that you have misclassified and misunderstood the role that this person, place, or thing played in your life. We might cling, as I said, to relationships as they have run their course. And then when the situations get out of hand, it often stems from us trying to extend the duration, the significance of their connection, or just the interaction in general. We are trying to take a square peg and put it in a round hole, and it just doesn't fit. We have to be mindful of the fact that that is not the role that we have in that person's life, or the role that they play in our life, or even a maybe a house. Maybe the house that you had or the place that you lived was great for the time that you had it. But in order to elevate or even to lateral move, because a lateral move sometimes will put you in a different position to be able to elevate. But we're holding on and we're saying we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to live here and we're going to do this because of our own agenda, when we can't see the beauty of the nature of we can't see past the forest because of the trees. So we have to definitely be mindful. And I keep saying we, because as I'm talking to you, I am talking to me. I'm talking to me too. This is something that's deep. And I think we all at some point have done this, when we are supposed to not allow turmoil and confusion and just so much random, random acts or negativity or all of this drama to come in. We weren't supposed to do that. But instead of us saying, hey, you know what? This has served its purpose. I need to move on to something else. I need to move to a different place. I need to see a different person. I need to end a relationship. I need to move my job. Instead of that, we hang on and we're miserable. We're miserable. And that is not what we're supposed to be in life. We are not supposed to live this life in misery. When things get out of hand, it's because we've switched. We have not taken a step back to evaluate that role. And we have not looked at the bigger picture. We have taken that summer fling and taken it all the way into winter. And we were supposed to leave that, honey, in the 100-degree heat that we had it in, because it was just that. It was a fling. We were not supposed to take that. That was not the warm winter that we were supposed to have. It was supposed to stay in the sizzling hot summer. Thought I'd throw that in there. So this brings us to the idea of forcing relationships or situations beyond the intended purpose. So when we're trying to force that connection, it's futile. We talked about fitting that square peg into that round hole. It doesn't work. That doesn't work. And we can't change the nature of a connection no matter how hard we try. And when we accept what that person, place, or thing's role is in our life, that is when we can go with the flow of things. We can go with the flow so we don't end up feeling stuck and dissatisfied. We're not frustrated. We're not angry. We're not bickering or arguing or in a state of confusion, which can even turn into anxiety or depression. And those are things that we don't want to happen. Don't force things beyond their purpose. That's something that we have to be so mindful of that we do not do. Don't force them beyond their purpose. So, how do we gracefully let go of those interactions and connections that have served their purpose? How do we do that gracefully? So it's all about allowing those moments to pass and accepting when something is meant to be a reason or a season. So we know that it's meant to be that. We know that that's its purpose. Okay? So if we let things float on, if we let them organically die out, because, and if you guys hear my fan, I'm sorry, it is warm, it is humid out here on the east, so I have to have my fan going. I'm trying to talk over it, but if you hear it, just let it be ASMR for you. Because I need my fan, y'all. I need my fan. But letting things go, letting things float on, letting them run their course and die out like they should. Trust me, I have learned this in my later years, that all I have to do is just continue to move forward, continue to be me, continue to press beyond, and just go along the journey that I'm supposed to be on. The people, things, places that are no longer serving me, they die out. They move along. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is stay on my trajectory, stay on my path, stay on the destination that has been laid out for me. And when I stay there, I'm telling you, I don't have to force anything. I don't have to force anything that I don't have to force anything into any place that it's not supposed to be. Now, do I get it right all the time? No. I don't think that we're designed to get everything right every single time or get it perfect. But at what point do you adjust? At what point do you realize that you do need to make an adjustment and you do need to take a step back, or you need to take a step forward, or you need to take a step to the side, because you are the one that is forcing something that shouldn't be. It also doesn't mean that the connection wasn't valuable. It doesn't mean that it did not have a purpose in your life. Some things come into your life to grow you. They come into your life to give you that aha moment They come into your life to say, for instance, you're unsure about something, you're not sure you can do something. I have had people that have come into my life to just be there as that motivation for that thing. If they hadn't said that thing at that right moment, I probably would not be doing some of the things that I am doing right now. Are they still in my life? Some of them, no. But at that time, I needed that. I needed that to propel forward. I needed that to push me so that I would be in the place that I am now. If I did not take that phone call, if I did not move into that house or that condo or that loft, if I did not allow those things to happen and be present in that moment, acknowledging that I needed that connection, then there's no way that I would be where I am right now. No way. But again, it means that the role, that whatever that was in your life, is now complete. It is now complete. If we embrace that mindset, that helps us to move forward without baggage. And it also prepares us for new experiences. Because when we're busy holding on so tight to that stuff that's behind us, we have no way of being open to anything that is new, the thing that is actually meant to be that lifetime for us. We can't do that. There's no way that we can. None whatsoever. But if we let it go, and if we say, okay, I see it, that was meant for that, and I'm okay. I got what I needed. I'm hoping that they got what they needed, but I'm not concerned about that. This is about me. I got what I needed, and I'm okay. Sometimes that disconnection, I'm not going to lie, sometimes that disconnection can feel uncomfortable, especially when you have changed the roles and you've been in it for so long that it has become toxic, and toxic is what becomes your normal. That's not easy. It's not easy, and it's also not healthy, because toxicity can affect every area of your life. I know that I've been in toxic situations that has affected my finances, my health, my spirituality, my mental capacity, my emotional health. All of those things came into play. Being in a toxic relationship or toxic place, or engaging in things that I knew were not that were not for the long term healthy for me. It was unhealthy. Lastly, let's get to some good stuff. And let's talk about recognizing and appreciating lifetime connections. Lifetime connections are rare and precious. When it comes to people, I have categories of friends. And my sister girlfriends are at the top of that category. And I literally only have 3. And so I have had people that I have said, oh, this is my sister girlfriend. And that was me changing their role in my life. That was me changing their role. But those lifetime connections that I have with these 3 amazing and dynamic women that are in my life, They have been with me and seen me through decades of things. And so I know that they are rare and they are precious, and they are the relationships that stood the test of time. When I say the love, unwavering support, love, and all of the things, recognizing the acknowledgments of all of their uniqueness, and each one brings this value to my life that I couldn't even imagine my life without them. I love these three amazing and beautiful women with everything that I am. Why? Because they are always honest with me. They just who they are to me and who we are to each other lets me know that no matter what, and they've been in my life every single stage, they have been there and they have seen where I was, where I am, and encourage me to where I'm going. So these three, I have two in Southern California and one in Northern California. And these three amazing women, I know that I can call them at any time and I know exactly pretty much what they're going to say to me because we are just that connected and we are just that close. It took me a while to understand that there are things, there are people, places, and things that even if you thought that it was supposed to be that way, that's not the way that it was designed. Same thing with my job. I had my job that was my dream job. Oh my goodness. My dream job. It wasn't a lifetime. It wasn't a forever. My forever was built in something else. So that place had to be adjusted so I could get to where I needed to be. Just like who I thought was going to be my sister girlfriends needed to be adjusted. The people and place that become our very fabric shape us. They shape who we are and who we become and who we want to be. They shape us. All of those things. So if you move them around, if you adjust them to be other things, you're reshaping yourself. We are reshaping ourselves. We are supposed to be the best version of ourselves. If we're busy switching everything's role, how can you be the best version of yourself when we don't know what the best version of ourselves looks like? Until we take that step back, learn the lessons that come from our moment, reason, or season, and then appreciate and cultivate our lifetimes. Just to wrap this up, understanding and accepting the different roles that people, places, and things and interactions play in our lives can lead to a more peaceful and fulfilling journey. Who doesn't want a more peaceful and fulfilling journey in this life? I know I do. I want a life full of peace, and I want a life that is, honey, let me tell you something. I done had a whole lot of peace. I'm going to tell you, because when you ask for peace, honey, God gives you stuff. He aligns the universe. I'm going to tell you, he aligns the universe to make it so that you have things that come up. So you ain't got no choice but to be peaceful. Trust me. When I tell you, I know. Don't try to force, don't try to change the roles of people, places, or things. Let go of what has served its purpose for you and cherish those connections that give you the lifetime of joy, happiness, camaraderie, love, understanding, and companionship that you are designed to have. You may not agree all the time with your lifetime people, but you know what? I can tell you, I have one friend that I call, I had one of my sister girlfriends, and I'm going to tell you about the three of them, and I'm going to tell you how they play the roles in my life. I have one sister girlfriend that I call, and she has known me since I was in my 20s, and now I'm in my 50s. And I can call her, and she's my realist. She's like, listen here, I knew you back then. I've always known you to be this person. I saw it in you. So what you're doing right now ain't no surprise. It's not a surprise to me because I knew you was gonna be that. I knew you was gonna do that. I know who you are. So she always lets me know that you still you. You still you're the authentic, real you. And honey, you've always been this. So imposter syndrome, out the door. She always reminds me that ain't you because you've always gonna be this. My other sister girlfriend, when I talk to her, she is compassionate, she's caring, she prays for me, she is encouraging, she is motivating, and just her heart of love is overwhelming. She is my youngest daughter's godmother. And my other friend that I was telling you about, she is my son's godmother. That's how long, and we talking about kids in their 30s. My other sister girlfriend, she's the one that's the realest. She's the one that gives it to me point blank real. She does not hold back anything. She and I can be yelling at each other, trying to get our points across, trying to make sure I'm telling her, she telling me, but she also will point it back in my face and say, listen here, you said you was going to do this, and you said you was going to be this, and you said you was. She is just like me. We are one in the same. And I absolutely, if I ever need, whenever I need, and we do it for each other, whenever I need this, whenever I need her, whenever I need that, I don't need it, I don't need it sugar coated for me. I need it direct. I need somebody that's going to tell me the direct thing and what it is, X, Y, and Z. And let me tell you, she does that. And after we get finished and I'm trying to argue my point and she trying to argue her point and we done and everything, and somebody on the outside listening to our conversations, matter of fact, we had this happen, somebody on the outside listening to our conversation would swear up and down we was fussing and yelling at each other and all of this. And then next thing you know, we laughing and we joking and we telling each other how much we love each other. There's nothing that I wouldn't do for those women. Now, I have other women in my life that are my family that I feel the same way about. Are they my sister girlfriends? Absolutely not. Because again, the relationship is different. I'm not trying to fit that square peg in a round hole. It took me a while to get here, but I'm telling you, it's not impossible. It is not impossible. Once you set your mind to something and you say, I am going to flow as I need to flow in this, do that. Don't let it change you. Don't let it adjust you or rearrange you or anything like that. Do that. If for nothing else, do it for yourself. And do it for anyone else that comes after you. Do it for your children, do it for your friends, so that they can see the real, authentic you. I want to thank you for joining me for this episode of Don't Force It, Knowing When to Let Go of People, Places, and Things, coming to you from the Ingrid Pink podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this. Don't forget to go to the Ingrid Pink Network Facebook page. Please like my Facebook page. Don't If you are on YouTube, please make sure that you hit that like button for me. Let me know. Give me a comment. Let me know that you are motivated and encouraged by something that I have said, or did I hit a spot for you, or things like that. Please let me know that too. And until we meet again. Oh, and if you're watching me on Spotify, or you're listening or watching on Spotify, please make sure that you answer the questions. I put a poll in there. I'm gonna start putting. I think I put a poll the last time, and I'm gonna put a poll this time because I'm just curious. I want to know what y'all know. I'm curious. I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I'm telling y'all, I'm nosy. Uh, Other than that, I am on all the socials. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, uh, Instagram, and Snapchat. Did I say Snapchat? So I am on all the socials. You can go on over there and you can see me. I'm over there being silly and doing funny stuff and all of that. And hey, if you do not know, I am a business consultant, business facilitator slash property manager. So I wear many hats, but I love doing this. I love to talk. I got a lot of words, y'all. So thank you again. And you know what? Before I let you go, do not force it. Sometimes letting go is the best way to move forward. Until next time, always remember, you are awesome. Bye.